Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil. We're here with Father Phil and this is Crop Watch 2025. So we're just walking out into the maize here. So we're just on the headland, just inside the gate. Always lose ground there with compaction of inside.
Historical compaction.
Yeah, so we're walking in, so we're just in the area where our maize is going to be, as here's the trackways. So, and just for context, there's a Massey 50 in the middle out there. As part of the maize is kind of find the Massey 50, and as you can see, it's somewhere in that direction. You can't see it.
There's a row now where the polythene blew off.
Yeah, see the difference there in the height. Polythene blew off that, and then you go to where the polythene wasn't. Now you will notice that, I'll spin around the camera, that there's maize not in the lines, and the reason for that is because this was going into a maize.
Was here with the 35, wasn't there?
Yes, we went round with the 35 and shook the 6 acres with 3 bags of maize seed, so that we would have maize fill in between the rows, so that when the maize you can't see down the row.
It worked well.
It worked well, yeah. If we walk in towards
14th of July.
Yes, 14th of July. It's higher than me as it is.
On the 14th of July.
Yeah. Like, it is absolutely leaping out of the ground.
That got 20 litres of BF Evergreen.
Yes.
And it has really, really put it going.
Yeah. The far side of the field where we having it extra sowed, maybe a bit taller because you have the extra plants pulling nutrients.
We'll pull up and have a look.
But, yeah, what's any cobs yet? No.
No. Your tassels.
Tassels haven't come up.
There you are.
There's tassel there.
That is early.
Yeah.
That would normally not turn up in August. Look.
There's tassels coming out.
There's the tassels coming out. And there's the start of the cob.
Yeah.
And there. Actually 3 cobs possibly.
3 on there.
Possibly, no.
It's been a great year for maize so far.
Unbelievable.
Great year.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, just for geez, this is even higher again. We'll go look at the other side of the field, but there is a Massey 50 in here to be found for the maize.
Actually not that far from where you're standing now.
No, it's down there and I think it's in that direction. Just for context to show how high the maize is. But yeah, super crop. Great year for it. And
the maize that was too dry when it was sowed, and it didn't come till the polythene come off it.
And then the moisture got into it.
It's a very unusual year for. It was so dry. Everything was so dry.
Everything was so dry in the beginning of May.
But that is doing. I can't believe to see the tassels out. That is early now.
So we won't have the same problem as last year, anyways.
No.
Anyway, we'll go look at the other end of the field and see is there much of a difference where I didn't get the extra 160,000, what was it, 40,000 seeds in the bag?
40,000 seeds in the bag.
So trees is 120,000 seeds.
50,000 seeds in the bag.
150,000 seeds.
50,000 seeds in the bag, so you put 150,000 more.
Yeah, 150,000 seeds more into this 6 acres than what would be on the other side. Yeah, have a look. We're just inside the other gap at the far end, and again, compaction. So Father Phil's on about running the flat lift here to see can we reduce it. Now the beet was in this end, so that would, yeah, that would be a lot of it.
That's gay.
Yeah, let's go up in now. Anyways.
More tassels here now.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Well, I think the next week is wet anyways. Broken showers. And I'd say it's a good 1.5 foot higher than you.
7 foot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say easily 7 foot.
7 foot.
Easily. Definitely a good year for maize.
The heat.
So we're just out with the first bit of barley here, and the sky is turning on us too. As you can see, lovely crop of wild oats along with the barley. So it's not too bad, there's a bit of chickweed in it, and this kind of sums up all the crops of spring barley because of the way of the spring was, between dry, then it went really wet, then it went dry again. We had loss of germination from it being too dry, then it got too wet and it scalded it, and then the weeds then didn't come up at the right time because of how dry it was, and the weed sprays, and it just literally goes on and on and on.
Here's a great head of barley.
Yeah.
She's filling there really well.
What stage is it at?
I'd say it's about milky.
Still milky.
Oh, it should be.
Soft cheese. It's changing.
Wouldn't find now.
It's changing that.
3 or 4 weeks going to bring that on.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not going to be a huge pile of straw off it now.
No, and literally all the spring barley is much the same as this now. You've seen one, you've seen it all. Some are worse than this now.
And if there's stuff only coming through.
Just it was a bad spring for it.
It's going to be torment. The dryer is going to be busy at that stuff.
Yeah, it was just the way the weather went, dry, wet, dry. You had germination not coming at the same time. You had weeds then hadn't germinated for the weed spray, so then they come on later, and yeah. But when we look at the spring oats and the spring wheat, different story. But the spring barley
struggled.
Yeah, it's just not a great year for it, not in these areas anyways. We're just at the field of oats, but as you can probably tell, having a bit of a thundery shower. That would be the fear now. If we get some real heavy thundery showers, we could start to see some lodging in crops, because they're just at that kind of a heavy stage where the grain is starting to change from milky to cheesy when the head is starting to fill. We'll have a look at the oats later. But we were just talking about there, all the barley suffered from a yellowness earlier on in the year. Basically everyone. And as we said before, we had one man saying it was barley yellow dwarf virus, with another man saying it was a potassium deficiency because of the way the weather was. So you went out with BE Evergreen and K-Mag.
Evergreen and K-Mag.
Yeah.
And it seemed to lessen the effects of the yellowness.
Within 3 days you could see the change in the crop.
Crops, yeah.
And in 10 days they were starting to green again.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I'd say pretty confidently it wasn't barley yellow dwarf virus.
I wouldn't think so. I'd say it was weather related.
Yeah, because once it got that, it changed. The barley yellow dwarf virus would have kept it yellow and it had never...
Well, it won't affect yields massively, but our yields look like they'll be okay for the type of crop. That's a great crop of oats.
Yeah.
You're down the window there and you can get a look at how it can move on. The shortener work really well in that stuff.
We're just inside the gate, and as with every gate you drive into, you always have compaction, but there's a great thick crop of oats here, sowed with the drill. As Father Phil said, it got shortener. You can kind of see, looking down the tram line there, it's tight 2 foot high, I'd say.
I'd say not 2 foot high.
Yeah, I'd say tight 2 foot.
Quite a good crop.
Oh, I'm getting wet. Don't know. But yeah,
door might be shut.
It's tight 2 foot high, but got shortener. The only downside to this field, you may remember, it's the stony field we sowed with the drill late, is the wet spots, which is just over in front of me there, about 1.5 acres.
About 1.5 acres. They grow a bit, but not.
Yeah, about 1.5 acres.
If that wet weather hadn't come in April, you had.
Yeah, it scalded that low spot. We tried stitching in barley into it, and didn't really do too well. And the same then in the field further out, very same problem. So maybe this winter, where we pick the stones, we get a big deep stone shore in it, and then piles of clay that are waiting to be pulled into it, get them pulled into it this winter. You can see where the piles of you can't really see because it's focusing on my hand, where the piles of thistles and nettles and briars is piles of clay.
That's piles of topsoil
to be pulled back in. So, but yeah, the oats is looking pretty good. It's just going to be short. This is in for the straw incorporation scheme, so it's not going to matter that it's short once we get a good head of stuff, and it'll also reduce the chance of it lodging. So we're going to move on again because it's still raining.
Give it 5 minutes at least.
Just out here with crop of oats in Newtown Cashel. Lovely, lovely thick crop of oats. It's a great spot to grow oats, so it is. So, and not too high now. It's higher than the last field we looked at by maybe about half a foot.
Nice crop of straw off that.
So straw is already pre-sold off this.
That's that yellowness. That came into the oats as well. That yellowness. But you can see where it recovered somewhat.
No,
some disease there as well.
Hasn't affected it too much. This got shortener, but this was sowed.
It was sowed 10 days ahead of the other field.
Yes. So 10 days more when they got it shortener. So it's left it a bit higher.
Sprayed out with one tank.
So it's got its last fungicides. It's just now wait for it to ripen and combine.
Yeah. No, mid or end of August now.
So squeeze it, and it's still in the milky stage there. So when you get the juice, that's what we call the milky stage. The cheesy stage is when that juice starts to dry up into solids, and then when you get hard to bruise with your fingers, you're getting close to ripe. The next crop of barley, and as with every field, compaction inside the gate. But we get away from that, and this is well turned now.
It's turning nicely now. Nice to have a barley. It's not a bumper crop, but it's nice. It's okay. It's going to do its thing.
It's clean though.
And it's clean. Oh,
so that's very clean now.
That's lovely crop of barley now.
It's not bad now. It's thick enough.
Bit of disease in it, but sure. It's alright. It's filled. Good head on it. That can keep the box nice.
Pull green off it.
Probably the same as below.
Yeah.
It might be a bit harder now. That's the first sown stuff. Didn't seem to have the same problems with the weather.
That's cheesy. There's no milk in that.
Good grain.
Yeah. This will probably be one of the first stops.
Probably will, yeah.
And we are out here now with the spring wheat that was sowed with the uni drill from Egmont Agri when they come up to demo it with us. There's a super crop of wheat out here. Super crop. We haven't had wheat in, I don't know how many years. It's a long time since we had wheat. Yeah.
Good and clean.
Seems like a good head on it. So grain. Cheesy. Still a bit of milk in it still.
It was only in flour 2 weeks ago.
So yeah, this should be a good crop now for harvesting. So the plan here is we'll get a cut, big square bale it, bring them all back to the yard, and then that should keep us with enough straw for the year, because we also have 2 other sheds full of straw. So we'll have a lot of straw to sell this year. So, but it's a great crop.
Crop of wheat.
Yeah, great even crop.
No, I'm very happy with that.
And the drill done a good job anyways.
They know it is a great crop. It's a great crop. There's a few little lines and stuff in it, but
nothing major.
The one over the far side where I don't know, just remember that day he couldn't get it set up.
I think it was we're trying to use the office steer and the tractor wasn't working, and we just went back to the ridge markers. But no, it's a great crop of wheat out here. We're just coming out into the field of beans here, and as you can see, we have one of the locals here put in a lot of beehives to help germinate pollinate the things. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of beehives. Anyways, so go out here. As usual, you have to get out beyond the gap to get into the crop, because there's always compaction, especially this headland Father Phil's on about. We get flat lifted now. We're out and now. This was sowed with the uni drill, same time they sowed the spring wheat the day after. So not as tall as last year's crop. Last year's crop was head height or higher. Now it has got all its fungicides, but you can see there is some chocolate spot. It's a nice bit of chocolate spot on it. So that's what them blotches are. So
it hasn't got honey since I sprayed it.
Yeah, the chocolate spot is just a fungus. That's what it is. So beans pods from the bottom, fairly well up. Maybe not just as good a crop as last year now. Last year was a savage bloody crop. Savage.
Where I got away with them too much damage now.
Right, because last year you flattened that whole centre row.
I'll come back up, so I'm quite happy with that now.
Yeah.
Well, I said this side of the field
Yeah.
doesn't look as good as the far side. The far side, the crop seems to be a lot taller,
Yeah.
and there was
But
more
there's probably less plant density.
Mightn't be as thick.
Yeah, that's probably why the plants are taller. So it'd be interesting to see how this side, which was sowed with uni drill, versus the broadcast on the far side.
No. You rarely see that. Look at that for beans.
1, 2, 3, 6.
That's one pod of beans.
6 pods. 6 beans.
6 beans to the pod.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see when we come to harvest. Harvest date for this is usually end of September. End of September the last couple of years.
Could be mid-September.
But October would be what you usually call usual.
We got the last day of September this year.
Yeah, we did, yeah, and the year before. Everything was cut in September last year.
Well, if it cut before then.
Yeah. So that's the beans, and that we have to look at the beet, the maize, pumpkins and sunflowers. and that rounds up
Crop 25.
the crops for this year. There's a serious stalk of beans. There's so many pods on it.
That got very,
For
very
fuck's sake.
fertilizer.
Sure, it doesn't take. One of the things with beans, beans have the nitrogen fixing ribosomes on the roots, which pulls atmospheric nitrogen and then fixes it to the roots of the plant,
Must do really
and
well,
then
yeah.
feeds it. So all you need to grow a crop of beans is 0730 and fungicides and a weed spray.
Yeah,
It's
we put a small bit of
Be evergreen on it.
no, not evergreen. We put superphos.
Super fast.
Yeah, on it. Because it was only a small rate, but it really got
Yeah.
going.
But beans are a super easy crop to grow, in my opinion. So it doesn't take a lot because they're self-fertilizing.
They love heavy land.
Yeah, they're self-fertilizing. And then the plan would be take this out and go with wheat, preferably winter wheat, but spring wheat, because once the crop is harvested, all the roots of all the beans have nitrogen on them. So the next crop that's put in this gets a boost or a buff from the breakdown of the nitrogen that's in the roots of the
Very
plant.
good for the soil.
Probably 4 years growing beans now.
Yeah, 4 years.
It's 4 years.
That was, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
Happy
go
days.
look
Now the crop of barley that's up here. This is the first sown. It's the first crop of barley that went in.
it up. It's alright. It's done alright.
So it's clean, but it's not overtake. So
It's do alright. We
that's
have
the
worse
crop
than
of
that.
barley.
A lot worse than that.
Yeah. The worst bit of barley we turn around. The worst bit of barley we have, and we won't see it in this video, is about 5 acres of lay ground that we ploughed,
Yeah.
and it's a shot.
I don't know whether the leather jackets took it over or what happened. But
It's most likely wireworm or leather jackets done a lot of the harm, because it's very, very sparse. So
Hoovery is what they gather it.
yeah, it's not great. So that's the only problem with lay ground, is you can have issues with leather jackets, and I suppose we didn't just catch it in time to spray pesticides on it.
It's
So
a bit awkward to get at. So.
yeah, that's the worst bit we have, and we won't be going to see it. But yeah, everything is not too bad so far. It's more or less what that 5 acre field is like. It's a bit like this. No, there is good bits in it, but I'd say half of the field is like that, short and sparse. That's it. Back to the yard now.
Back to the beet.
Beet, yes, beet on the way home.
Beet on the way home.
Have our beet and our barley surrounding us. So there's no headlands with the beet, so we will be straight into ups and downs and we get pulling it. So good crop of barley out here. It's quite tall, so there'll be a good yield of straw on it.
The last soil barley. The latest soil barley.
Was it?
Yeah.
Twas, yeah. Good crop. It's clean. So you have this borderline where you have the mix of the spray here and a bit of spray there, so you always get that margin. That's the only downside to having.
That's without wind.
Yeah, that's the only downside to having crops beside each other. Now the only thing you will see out here, because this was put in the dry, you go from large beet, small beets, because you had these germinated first, and then these germinated 3 weeks later.
Nearly a month later.
That was just the downside to the dry weather. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. There's a bit of grass out in it, but that shouldn't be an issue,
It's spread.
because the beet has fully covered dallies now, and once it does that, you're sound like. Pull up ahead.
Beet now for the month of July.
Yeah, that's good beet.
Clean beet.
Clean beet, no legs and tails to it.
That's doing its job perfectly.
Yeah.
It starts putting out, we call them fingers and toes, if the nutrients isn't right.
Or there's the lack of moisture. Let me stick him back there. So yeah, it should be a good yield. So there are 12 acres out here. Going to be a lot of beet off here. A lot of beet. That's a nice clean bit of ground for beet, because there's very little stone in it. So it should be pretty nice pulling now. We go on again. Just while we were on the new farm, we said we'd come down to the big field out the back, to where we reseeded early in the year. Now I only made a short on reseeding this. We didn't, so it was just a slap dash, kind of got it in. There's a small bit of dirt in it. So the small bit of dirt is in thistles, and there's some swamp or marsh thistles, those soft thistle there, but they're an annual sow thistle. They'll disappear, but this is the reseed, and we've had cattle on this. The cattle are off at about 5 days, but they literally, the batch of bulls out here made no impact on it. and I'm going to cut it. I have it mapped out. I can cut a square up here to the pole, to the barrel there, down to the thistles there, from the barrel then back up that way to the brow. I'll cut about 4 acres over. The rest is only grazing then with stones. Don't know when we'll cut this now, probably give another week or two. But super job. As a fierce, dense water grass, that high density mix from gold crop. Super, so it is. Super. So, and we haven't sprayed this. This hasn't got a weed spray or anything. Now we will probably spray it. So I see just 2 or 3 docks there, not a lot, but we probably will spray it.
It wouldn't have been bad with that.
No, it's thistles mostly, and you can see the thistles in a line across there. So it's in great order now.
You want to mulch your few bushes.
You can't mulch them. That is just a field of stones.
Pure stone,
rocks, boulders every which way. Well happy. Yeah, that was ring rolled. Yeah, we ring rolled this. We're afraid of a pan with the flat roller.
I said, help Brendan sow that evening.
Yeah, and I had to sow it again because we didn't have enough on it, and Eric ring rolled it.
I hadn't time to stay with him.
Probably spraying. So yeah, that's the reseed. Super job. Just coming out here onto the shop field that we reseeded. Now we have it sprayed with Pro Clover, to the safe spray for the clover, and you can see how much of a kill we've got on the dirt that's out here. Now I think a lot of it is actually rape from when we had the gorilla rape out here. Oh, well, it's killed the weeds anyways. It's a little bit sparser on grass now than I thought. I thought it was a little bit thicker.
I saw the grass seed up to there.
Yeah.
And you finished up.
I done it 3 times. Don't know. But you can see the clover is safe, everything else around it. So aye. But it's cleaned it up now anyways, and it's not looking too bad. So we're at the point now where we'll be getting ready for sunflowers, and it's whether we're going to get it mowed or will we not. Huh? Don't know what we're going to do. Anyways, we'll go out to the sunflowers. Spray worked well anyways, that's the main thing. Make sure it didn't end up like the reseed down the shrubbery. A permanent path is going to come up about 10 metres past the edge of the shop, or 20 metres. No, not that far now. And then straight over to here. And then there will be paddocks there, and then the pig paddock will be around the tree, and there'll be paddocks this side, and then bigger paddocks then along down the far side. So then this is the sunflowers where we walk out. So the sunflowers are absolutely incredible. So there, we have a bit of work to do at the path. We have to get it rolled, and we have to put a bit of grass seed down just to kind of bind it together in case we get bad weather. Now it's a little bit dirty out here, but when we get into the crop, the dirt just disappears because the sunflowers have just overtaken all before them.
The heads are getting black now.
They're still a good way off opening.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Put into them.
Very little. It takes very little to grow sunflowers. Here's one sunflower out now. There's another one, 2 up there. So once we get to about 40% flower, that's when we'll be opening. So probably another 2 weeks is what we're reckoning there now. This is me. That's the sunflowers.
You're only a stumpy bug.
You know, they're savage. I just can't.
Look at them there now. They're standing straight up to the sun.
Yeah.
And by evening time, they'll be looking that way.
Yeah.
They're amazing how the heads swing round.
They're just, can't get over how good they are. This year now, I know I said it last year, we made them a few bales and we didn't really, and it was a bit messy. But this year we're going to combine them, because what we found is there's a wild pile of sunflowers starting to grow everywhere.
All over the place. Yeah.
All over the place.
And it has to be the birds carried them.
Or we moved them in the machines with the mower and the harrow and stuff like that. So. But the seeds seem to have been fine and have germinated. So we're going to chance it. We're going to combine them and we're going to dry them. We should have enough to fill the dryer, but fill the plume in the dryer. That in the 6 acres that we can dry them. Because if we can't fill the plume, you can't dry them. Because the heat then just goes up without going through it. So, that's where we're at. But just like super, the sunflowers are just brilliant. If you want to check out, follow the Stewart Family Farm page on Facebook or Instagram, and then you'll know there when we're open, because Liv will announce it there, and I'll probably put something up. But yeah,
we just need to roll them.
Great job. Yeah, roll the parts and put a bit of grass seed down.
When you put the grass seed on it first.
Yeah.
With the spinner.
Oh yeah, just the 35 ticking over.
I'd actually do it this evening there now.
Just ticking over. Oh yeah, there's still 2 bags there.
Do the parts in the
maize as well, bag. Yeah.
The serious pumpkin.
Yeah. The new planter. The new planter is brilliant. So pumpkins are now here. So there's 3 acre stretch here, and there's 3 acres then below the sunflowers, which would probably have to bring the pumpkins up to here for selling. The only issue, and it's the issue we have every year, is to try and beat the weeds, because there is no safe spray you can put down that won't kill the pumpkins. So we've been having to use Roundup. We tried heroin, that's the problem. When the pumpkins vine out, they get the Roundup. But we have serious crops. The black plastic has worked incredibly well, because the pumpkins, there's a pumpkin there. We're actually afraid we could be too early, because we were looking around this time last year. We planted out the last of them, but our rolls of plastic have worked really well, because it's allowed the pumpkin to take over that center space. And now that we have the outside space cleared, the pumpkins are spreading out into that, and they'll take up this area. So spuds is ready, and that's it. So catch up. Round up the growing year so far.
Growing year so far has been, weather-wise, has been brilliant, but brought its own challenges to do with the barley in particular.
Yeah.
Growth at the minute now is just, for the last month, has been phenomenal. A lot of crops have caught up on where they should be, and probably maize-wise we're probably ahead.
Yes.
Now at this stage, beet is there or thereabouts. All the other crops are where they should be. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
It's been a great year, bar for that one issue with the barley.
The barley's the only real crop that'll let us down.
It's not a total disaster, but it's
not great.
It's not where it should be for the year weather we're having. Yeah. For the year we're having, it's not as good as it should be. And as for sunflowers and other jobs, and
the new drill is the job with the pumpkins. We just get on top of the weeds.
The new drill with the pumpkins has just made your life so much easier. It's just the weeds.
Yeah, the amount of time it's taken out of sowing pumpkins it was a very expensive.
All them pumpkins in one evening.
Yeah, next year we'll sow them in the space of a week. That'll be the plan, and we'll use that $64.99 just for the host here. But
it's very straight.
No, but I want to get them in straight lines that we could spray. No, we can run the centre boom of the.
I seen a lad. No, I actually seen a lad. It's out foreign now, but it turned up on some Facebook thing, and he made a little tent.
Yeah.
Right, with small, it'd be 8mm rod.
Yeah.
And he completely enclosed the boom of the sprayer in this tent.
Yeah.
And then he just drove along with his tractor, and he sprayed just the line.
That's why if I used auto steer, my
it's something I think I'd be
my
able
centre sections will do.
I think I'd be able to make up for.
Yeah. Well,
my put it on the front of the gator.
My centre sections, if I can do auto steer, I can make sure my spacings between the rows are the same.
But he just had this stick, and it run on the ground like a curtain. It's been heavy polythene, and the boom was in the tent, so it got nowhere.
Yeah, didn't drift.
I thought it was a great idea. Now it's something we'll have to work on for next year.
But anyways, all in all, crops aren't too bad.
Crops are good.
Barley is a bit disappointing, but that's the year that's in it, and prices aren't looking great for the start of winter harvest.
Prices have fallen, they're not strengthening at all. It's big questions over the tillage end of things. Yeah.
But anyways, this year we have the grain shed, so life should be easier when it comes to drying. We should get the grain dryer down in a week's time, or that gas tank is going in this week.
Yeah, gas tank is going in this week.
We're going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, anything like that, as always, leave them in the comments down below. And follow Stewart Family Farm to check out when the maize, the pumpkins and the sunflowers are going to be open. That's it from us. Good luck.